Oh, I look great. I look really good. Right out of the bed in the morning, even. Got a little, like, hair sticking up. Just... Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special GeekVerse podcast. My name is Travis Snell, and... it's award season. I love it. I get bitter some year last year after Logan. I was like, man, I'm going to swear off the Academy Awards. I'm done with it. But I love them, because honestly, when people ask, it's just a time to celebrate film. That's the biggest thing. Oh, let me check my settings here. There you go. Podcast listeners getting more pristine, great sound happening right now. It's just a time to celebrate film. It's a time to talk about films you love, talk about films you hated, and you get to debate, and you just get to celebrate as far as, you're giving out awards, and maybe some people say it's just a popularity contest, but you are awarding the very best in film, or you hope to, or at least you're celebrating that, because, not everyone can win Best Picture, but you can look and say, these are them, or these are the best actors of the year, and it's great we're talking, and it's also good for people that, I think, to broaden horizons. That's what I was going to say. If you are big into our geek stuff, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and you're into the awards, you can tune out, but I think you should stay along, because sometimes people just write off the Oscars like, these boring, drab movies, but some of your favorite movies have been nominated for Academy Awards. People forget that. Like, I was watching Goodfellas last night on Netflix. It was snubbed, and it didn't win Best Picture, but it was nominated for a lot of things, and that's the thing when you look back, or when people look back in years about films talking about, like, in the 2010s or the aughts, lots of them are Academy Award nominated films, so I think sometimes they get a bad rep. People are very mad at critics here and there, but I think if you're normal-minded, you kind of get what it is. It's and if you don't like them, that's completely fine. I mean more normal-minded people go, those are all bad films. I would never watch any of them. It's like it's the same people like, all critics they shit on everything I love. Make your top 10 list of films. I guarantee you, many of those films critics have loved. So, to get on that now is the Golden Globes. The National Board is really the kickoff because they always get out there first, but really the Globes is the big kickoff. It's the one that, we're in awards season. I've seen a good majority of these films. A lot I have not seen, so I guess I can asterisk this twice as I live in little old Kelowna. We do not get a lot. When January rolls around, it's going to be boom, boom, boom. We're going to get lots of these movies. Like, for a while, last year, Shape of Water, I don't even think we got until after the Golden Globes, aired. It sucks here. It really does. For movies and comic books, it sucks. So at present, I've not seen them all. But my second asterisk is, it's very much like if you are a sports fan. If you're an NBA fan, NHL fan, NFL, you can still follow along. And let's say you work for NFL. You work on Sundays and you can't catch the game. You can look at the highlights. You can listen to analytics. You can listen to commentators and kind of have an idea of what's going on and who's in the lead, who has a good chance at the Super Bowl, who's not playing the way they should be. I do that. I listen to a lot of Oscar content. I'll give a big shout out to the different podcasts. Collider for your consideration. Scott Mantz, probably my favorite critic. Jeff Snyder, Perry Nemiroff. They do a great job. Every week they have a show and they're breaking down the nominees or the categories potentially, and they are going to go revisit them. Just really good show if you want to get into this because it's fun. It's like I don't know, it's my only thing I have because I'm not into sports and I don't really do NFL drafts. It's the only sport I'm into, so it's my fantasy draft and fantasy booking and things like that. So I'm excited. So the Golden Globes, I've been trying to think about all morning how to describe them, and I think they're a combination of critics and people in the Foreign Press Association. So maybe some former actors, directors, writers, etc. Them and the movie your parents or people that watch 2 to 3 movies a year love. They throw them in there. They go more for the entertainment value. They go more for the bigger names. And there's times many categories where sometimes you'll go, hey, why is this person here? There's sometimes years you'll look, they're looking. The problem is the Globes, they start to get serious. You'll be looking at them and you'll be like, they're really just going after the quality. And it's all subjective. I'm just saying from my perspective, they're really going after quality. And then you see, let's give them a year. The year where The Tourist got nominated with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. Hang on a second. I could not continue casting without that net crack. One of the worst movies that year, one of the worst reviewed movies of the year, but because they want to have Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp at the table so you can go flash them and your parents go, look, it's Johnny Depp, look. That's the Globes. The Oscars want to do that because they've been saying they almost had a popular film category this year. Maybe it's not dead. They want to add ratings as well more. But the Globes, they like going for the quality and the critical darlings, but they also have no problem with throwing in some random stuff in there, and that's what we're going to get to today. I'm just doing the films. I don't think I might shout anything TV if I see it. Barry should win everything it's nominated for, and The American should win everything it's nominated for. I'll just get that out of the way because those two shows are phenomenal. Barry, I can give or take as far as if people want to make cases. I've not seen TV. There's so much shit. There's so many shows that are on I didn't even know existed, especially in the limited series. Happy American Horror Story is not even because that show's garbage now. It's crushing. But Americans, that should win every single thing it's nominated for. When you're done this, go watch it. I don't care if you gotta call in sick work. I don't care whatever the deal is. If your kids are whining, say, hey, you gotta go hang out somewhere else. You need to go watch 5 seasons of The Americans because it's great. And Matthew Reich and Carrie Russell should definitely win. But I'm just going to do the film. So, and here's the thing also with... So the biggest one, Roma, as far as how do I want to approach this? I'm trying to approach this for if this is, because for us, we are, Dylan's been joining me on Oscar reviews, we're going to do Oscar watch along, we're going to do a lot more, we have our own Golden Geek, so we're going to do a lot more awards coverage this year. Golden Globes are tough because, for new people, they split them into 2 categories of films, for the most part. Dramas and comedy/musicals. Now, the thing is, there's a big race going on right now, I'd say, between A Star is Born, Roma, and Green Book. This is how you can see that the Golden Globes are a fun kickoff, and they can give people momentum going in, and you can see, if things didn't get award nominations, you can see, okay, this really isn't picking up much steam. Like 1 year, it could be the opposite, where Jeremy Renner got nothing for the Globes, right? And then he got Oscars. So at first it was like, oh, I guess he's done, but the Oscars like, no. And something like Hereditary didn't get anything. And that could be that's the thing. We won't know if the Oscars nominations come out because sometimes the Globes are a sign and sometimes they're not, which it's really not helpful. But really, I try to lead to they're more of a sign, and like Hereditary not getting nominated for anything, especially Toni Collette, and same thing with A Quiet Place not getting nominated for anything. That's a big thing as well. But that's where we'll talk about. That's where some of the mainstream picks will come in. The 3-headed snake race right now is Roma, Star is Born, Green Book. Not saying Green Book have not. Kelowna, and then Roma, we'll definitely not get it. It's playing in, 10 theaters? We're definitely not getting that, but that's going to be December 14th. I think that's next week, so I'll be reviewing that 100%. I think Dylan will be in his head over with Smash. But so the problem is, Star is Born, drama. Green Book, comedy. Roma, they didn't nominate at all, because it's kind of a foreign film, but the Oscars won't care, because it's getting lots of buzz right now. So, really, we're not going to get any sense of who could win Best Picture when we get to the Oscars. I don't know this year. It's tough because you have all of them picking up a lot of steam lately. Stars Born is your more mainstream hit. It's more of a feel-good crowd pleaser movie, even though it has some very dark moments in it. Green Book is talking about an issue right now and has some great performances, I hear. But then I also hear some people's critiques that it kind of sugarcoats racism back then. And I don't know, I haven't seen it. That's what I mean. I'm going off of what people have been saying. So I'm excited to see that, to get my own opinion. So maybe that could win some acting nods. But that's why I think Roma has a good shot. Roma's been getting tons of hype. I didn't even watch the trailer. Because for Oscar movies, I usually don't. Because I know I'm going to see them if they get nominated. And I'll get around to it. And I like to be surprised one time a year. And I know I don't got to break down Roma. I don't got to break down the Roma... that's a former podcaster. He texted me about Golden Globes. I don't gotta break down Roma minute by minute to see what's happening in it. And Alfonso Cuarón is a big time contender as far as Best Director. So this is not gonna get us anything on the Best Picture. So that sucks, but that's kind of fun that we have a 3-head race going in, a three-head horse race. I don't know. I keep going between head and snake or horse. Either way, not an attractive animal. So let's get into 1 second. Boom, I'm back. That's what happens when you run a podcast in your basement, in your extra room, Oh man, what happened now? Okay, there we go. It died for a second. Fun times, you know. But the good thing it did die, or a good thing it did went by, because it was telling me for the video people or audio what happened. I had 20% left on my phone, so good thing that happened, because we're about to get right down in it. So 4 plays over. Best motion picture drama. Oh, I'm so excited for 2 of these: Black Klansman and Black Panther. Bohemian Rhapsody. If Beale Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born. Now, here's a trend for some things. We'll talk about the lead actor. Okay. They kind of go hand in hand. I don't know where. I'm going to start with a con, because why not? Bohemian Rhapsody. I enjoyed the movie. I get it's a Twitter sensation right now. All you stans are out there. It's making tons of money. It's a hit. People don't care if critics don't like it. I'm not on the camp where I didn't like it. I just think it could have been a lot better movie. It went too fast paced and skimmed over so much. I'm not going to get that. Go back to the review. But I gave it like somewhere around the 7 out of 10, where I found it enjoyable, but could have been a lot better. The fact that it got nominated for Best Drama, which we had heard that Star Is Born and Bohemian were going for Best Drama instead of the comedy musical, because lots of people do that, and it's kind of looked at as like a little, kind of a slight as like, oh, you're going for an easier award to win, because lots of times the Best Comedy Musical, those are movies that have no Oscar shots at all. They just got to fill out the 5, so they know they can win a Golden Globe. So credit to Bohemian for doing that. I think Bohemian is your mainstream. Hey, it's making lots of money. It's about Queen. People have seen it, put it in there. I don't think it's in there because of quality, and that's fine. But that's one of those Globe moments where it's like, You want to talk to me about Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury? Sure, 100%, because he's the best thing in that movie, and he's stronger than all the material he's given that movie. But the movie itself does not deserve it. Like, people talking about Hereditary, people talking about Quiet Place, and that's the other thing too. This will not be in the Oscars. 100%. We'll talk about Rami when we get there. This is not going to be an Oscar-nominated movie, because the comedy and musical, you got things like Mary Poppins Returns, The Favorite, Green Book, and Vice. Those are 4 heavy hitters, and right now you could get 9. You could possibly get 10, but the chances are very low. So let's say you get 9 Oscar Academy Award nominations. Black Klansman, Black Panther, If Beale Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born, The Favorite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, Vice, and Roma, 100%. And you don't have to get 9, but those are 9. That's your 9 right there, probably. I think there'll be a surprise here and there. There usually is, but I think Vice, we'll talk about Vice because that's a curious case right now, the curious case of Christian Bale. Bohemian, this is the full-on mainstream. People love Queen. People love that movie. Like, as far as the mainstream fans, put it in there. And if you love the movie for critical reasons, that's great. I just feel it does not belong up here. Especially with, I've not seen If Beale Street Could Talk. I will see it, but I would imagine, just from a guess, as far as, man, everything's blowing up today, and now that's someone else talking about Golden Globes with me. Barry Jenkins directed Moonlight. Moonlight's phenomenal. If I could think about the quality of that versus the Bryan Singer / Ruben Fleischer, Derek Fleischer, whoever it was, Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm going to take Beale Street every time. Even if I'd not seen Bohemian Rhapsody, I have a feeling that, 1, that'll be a better movie, and 2, Barry Jenkins has 1 Golden Globe, or has won... they did win Golden Globes last year, and he won Best Oscar for Moonlight. So he has a track record, and that's the thing with award shows. Lots of times they do give it to people with track records. It's one of my least favorite things, but they do it. It's the same way that Logan got screwed over last year, and Hugh Jackman. We're going to give it to Denzel for this Roman J. Israel movie that no one's talking about, and no one's seen, and no one cares. But because he's Denzel, he's a huge celebrity, and he's prestige, he's won a bunch of awards before, we got to give it to him as like a thank you award. But you don't need to. And that's one of my least favorite things. I'm not saying that's the case with Beale Street, but I'm just saying that helps. If you have the resume, that gives you like a little extra 10% when going into award season. So, A Star Is Born, I think that's going to take that here. That's the big talk. Like, Green Book's going to take comedy or musical, and Star Is Born will take drama. They usually do that. They usually split those, the two best. Like, you look at Moonlight and La La Land. There's one to talk about. I almost had a Freudian slip there. First Man. We're going to talk about when we get into the Academy as well, or to the actors as well. It's snubbed. Other than Claire Foy, who deserves it, it did not pick up, and I'm 100% fine with it because I thought that was one just because Damien Chazelle and his resume with Whiplash and his resume with La La Land, that he was for sure, just because First Man, for me, was, at times kind of boring, and I thought it was a little, I don't want to say generic, but I just looked at it as like, this is the most movie. This is like a Bridge of Spies, where it's a movie you watch and you forget about it. And literally I have, other than the technical stuff, but I thought because of his resume he'd get the boost up. But that shows how that really did not connect with people. It also did not connect with mainstream, and sometimes with Oscars, funny enough, that does play a part in it, and Globes too. They do look at box office. Avatar, I don't know if it was this huge hit, if it would have got nominated for the bigger awards. Technical, sure, but they look at that. So the fact that First Man kind of came out as, not a dud, but came out as a, yeah, it's good, not one of the recommended movies, and it was, I don't know if it was bomb, I have to look at it, but it sure disappointed as far as money-wise. Big thing to play with it. So First Man, one of your biggest snubs. For some people, I know they really like First Man out there, but nothing to see. If Beale Street, like I said, I'll get around to that. Black Klansman and Black Panther, my God, I'm so excited. I'm excited for it too, because one, Black Panther, obviously superhero film, and I've been dying. Logan should have happened last year. I think it's now the Academy's starting to turn around, and obviously the big thing is this has the Avatar effect, where Avatar had all that money, but it was the technical aspects that the old geezers could say, oh yeah, we should nominate because it's a really beautiful movie and it's pressing Hollywood to forward and everything like that. And it is, but I just feel like quality-wise, it did not deserve a nom, but it deserved a nom as far as it was changing the business. This is getting on, for me, quality. I think it's Marvel's second or first best comic book movie. I go back and forth every day with Civil War. That's a conversation for another time. But it also has the culture renaissance behind it, as far as this movie is, I think they said 85% Black African-American cast and crew and everything like that. So it is, especially in a time where you have Me Too, you have a time where people are trying to get more race and diversity out there, more of a mix. You have DC making Blue Beetle, their first ever Latino hero. You got Marvel making Shang-Chi, the first ever Asian-led hero. So their diversity is big right now, and I'm not saying that's the only reason it got nominated, but it's a perfect storm. That's what it takes to get Oscars, which sounds weird, but it's not always about quality. It is quality is maybe you gotta go look at other people's top 10s, and it's always objective, so you're never gonna have a clear answer. So that's why, to me, there is a sort of popular, what have you done for me lately? And this movie also made so much goddamn money. Domestically has made more than Avengers 4. That is nuts to me. That's crazy. Worldwide, of course, Avengers 4 has it, but domestically, that is crazy. So that's great. I'm hoping this is good, because it was, people were like, I'm not sure. This year's definitely been a weaker year for films, I feel. Yeah, your top 3, but the rest, people are kind of like, yeah, that'll get in there, that'll get in there. It's not like I'd have to go back, but with Dark Knight, when it was a 5, even though, Slumdog, should not, I don't hate the movie, but, long story. But there's other years where even with Logan, I'd have to take a look back and see, let's see, 2018 Oscar noms. But some year there is, I understand it's too strong of a year. This movie I really like is not going to make it in because there's just too many other good films out there. And I'll be honest, if something is not better than them. Black Panther, looking at this reign right now, it's better than fucking Bohemian Rhapsody. So that's the thing. So here's the thing last year. 3 Billboards, Shape of Water, The Post, Phantom Thread, Get Out, Lady Bird, Dunkirk, Darkest Hour, Call Me By Your Name. And that's why I was mad, because you could take out The Post, you could take out Darkest Hour, you could definitely take out Call Me By Your Name, but I wouldn't, because a lot of people like that, so I understand. So I understand if it's a year where there's lots of great films and it's just heavy hitter, and great films that just love and lick and jerk off the Academy voters and everything like that. But that didn't happen this year. It's a weaker year, to be honest, for those type of films. Happy on there, and Black Klansman. Black Panther didn't have the hype until the season came out, and then lately it was a month ago it was picking up steam. So that I was prepared for, we got an actual shot here, boys and girls. Black Klansman has just been starting to pick up steam now, and I'm so excited. It's not going to win the big awards, but it is one of my favorite films of the year. It's very, I wouldn't say underrated, but it's underwatched, I feel. I have not met a single person in my life, of course Twitter, but in real life that's seen Black Klansman. It's fantastic. Performances are great. It's one of my favorite films of the year. It's definitely my top 10. So I was very bummed for a while that it wasn't going to get nominated, or it just was not. It was lacking that steam. But I think one, the issue it tackles, race, big thing. Two, I think it is a good film. Like, it's a great film, and people are talking about it. Screeners coming out, so people are watching it if they missed it. And three, I think it is because it's a weaker year, and I don't think it. I think it would still get nominated in a strong year, but because it came out in August, usually award movies come out in the later October, November, December, around there. The fact that it came out in August could have really hurt it, but people are talking about it, and I do think it's a weaker year, so it helps. So I'm so excited about those. I really hope, if those two get nominated, I'm happy. I'm not expecting a win. Those are my favorite films. A Star is Born is my favorite film of the year. I've heard criticisms of, it plays it safe. It's just like the other remakes. Some people say they didn't feel the chemistry. I don't get it. Lady Gaga's just playing herself. Yeah, but she's playing herself well. That doesn't mean you could play. I'm a landscaper, and if someone goes to me and say, "Hey, I want you to act a movie about a landscaper," I'm not 100% be able to act it because I don't know. I'm not like the greatest actor in the world. I'm not even an actor. So it's like she could have bombed in that. And there's scenes where we'll get into that. We'll get into that coming up probably. But so those are your 5: Black Klansman, Black Panther, Bohemian, Feel Street Could Talk, and Stars Born. Very excited for Black Klansman, Black Panther. I'm hoping that's getting the momentum, because sometimes the Globes, they don't matter. They matter for that, and I think because they are both kind of dark horses, because they came out so early and they weren't talked about right away, that I think people are really pulling for them. And they're pulling for them too because whether it is a diversity or race thing where these are tackling race issues, or something like myself, Black Panther, they're pulling for, as far as, there's younger voters in the Academy Awards this year. If Avatar can get nominated, a Dark Knight, a Logan, a Black Panther should be able to, because Avatar was, if you're looking at quality, should not have been there. So if anyone wants to make that case at me and go, "Oh, it's a comic book movie," we had Avatar. So I'm very excited. For some reason, that gives that one steam, where other categories don't. I find acting categories, they don't usually get the steam. The best pictures, best comedies do. Bohemian, though, I think that's your outlier. So, best musical or comedy. Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, and Vice. Crazy Rich Asians, I think that's another mainstream pick. There's I don't know. It's not going to get awards nominated, but there's a small 5% chance it gets nominated at the Oscars, just because it's that huge popular hit with everybody. So there's a chance. You never know, but I think that is just more, again, here the mainstream. So good for that, though, because that was a huge sensation. Never seen it. The Favorite, that makes sense. It's kind of, people are talking about dark comedy. Not seen it. Kelowna's definitely not going to get it. I think it's playing in 12 theaters right now. Green Book, something you're not seeing. Okay, so here's these two. Mary Poppins Returns. I'm going to say that I'm the most biased person because I don't give a flying fuck about Mary Poppins. Fuck Mary Poppins. I'm not going to see this movie. But you know what? I think I'm going to have to see this movie, because there's talks about it being nominated for Oscars. I just don't see it. I don't get it. I don't understand the obsession with Mary Poppins. And people say that about everything. They can say that about me in comic books. They can say that about me in Hannibal. I've just never understood Mary Poppins. I've never liked it. I've seen it a few times, and it's just not for me. But then again, sometimes at the Academy Awards every year, there's like one film I miss out to watch. I might make it Mary Poppins, because I just don't want to see it. I have zero interest. Nothing. So the fact that it's on a lot of top 10s, like AFIs, things like that, and it's getting on here, it's starting to pick up steam. And that's, I guess, the other way I could say Black Panther and Black Klansman. The reason it's picking up steam opposed to Bohemian. Bohemian, you're not seeing much other places. Those two you are, and you see them in Globes. It kind of reinforces, like, yeah, it's picking up steam, it's going. That's the same thing with Mary Poppins. So, Vice. Excuse me. Vice. So that's out next week. I think it's not even out until the 25th here. I don't know what's going on with this movie. I saw the trailer. Looked phenomenal. Christian Bale putting on a performance of a lifetime. It looks like in there. Sam Rockwell looks great. Adam McKay killed it with The Big Short. I was not a fan of it, but I mean, killed it. Got lots of award nominations. I think it won Best Original or Adapted Screenplay. Coming in a lot of hype. The fact that it's in musical and comedy, let's see what The Big Short was, because I imagine The Big Short was also a comedy. So that's kind of tough to see. But for me, when I saw him comedy, I go, they're taking the easy route. And I also, Let's see here. Big Short. It's not appearing on a lot of top 10 lists. It's been on a few, and for a while I thought, oh, maybe it's because people hadn't seen it, but now it looks like people have been seeing it. Because sometimes some, like National Board Review, they may have not seen anything, and they still get out there and nominate, so that's annoying. So let's say Best Screenplay. Okay, Best Comedy or Musical, Bale and Carell both got it, so it's less of a chance. It's less of a chance that I'm worried. I'm very excited for this movie. I want this movie to be a huge hit. I want Bale to come in and just crush it. I'm biased. Bale's one of the OG members of my man crush list. But I'm just getting a vibe that I've seen a couple critics that it's divided. I've seen critics that I enjoy and I trust go, I love this movie. Bale has this Oscar in lock. And then I see other people go, it didn't pick up. It doesn't capture the magic of The Big Short. Which to me, who knows? Because I didn't love The Big Short. So maybe this could be one that I prefer. But I don't know. It feels like this has one of those where I feel like it has a chance of not getting a big nom as far as the Oscar Best Picture. That's where you could get A Quiet Place, something like that sneaking in. It just doesn't feel like it has the hype. It got nominated here, so that's good. But yeah, I don't know. It's one to watch. I think I'll have a better gauge of it once I see it and once more critics have seen it. But that's the other thing too. Lots of people have not seen the film, I feel, as far as critics, so it doesn't have a big hype behind it, and it could, people eventually see and go, not for me. So it's tough to gauge because there's still, it is a dark horse as well. The other one would be The Mule with Clint Eastwood. It could just be, kind of an older action, old guy muling drugs, but at the same time, he did the same thing with $1 Million Baby. That movie came out end of December before Oscar cutoff. No one was talking about it, and look what it went on to win. Like Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting. It was huge. I'm pretty sure it won Best Picture, and I think he won Best Director for it too. I know he won Best Director, but that could happen again. Vice could have that, but I just feel, as far as the people that have seen it so far, it's a little mixed. We'll get a better gauge, obviously, when I see it, but also when a lot more critics see it. So, like I said, not sure what's going on there, but I'm going to keep my eye on that because I'm pulling for it. I want it to be great. I want it to come in. I want Bale to win Best Lead because I love Bale, and Best Lead is one of your most prestigious awards to win, but I don't know. It's weird. I want more on that movie. So, Best Performance by Actress in Motion Picture Drama. Glenn Close, The Wife, A Star Is Born, Nicole Kidman for Destroyer, Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Rosamund Pike for Private War, a movie produced by Shane McMahon's wife. Just had to shout the wrestling. So this is tough because I've not seen many of these other than the two. Can You Ever Forgive Me is in Kelowna. I just don't know if I need to go see it in the theater right now to make time. We're very busy. I'll probably go see it in January. I got some time off of work, so that's when I'm going to take my time here. So, I think this one is going to come down to two. Most people have been talking about Glenn Close or Lady Gaga. Those are the two I've seen. I think Glenn Close could win it for... I was trying to look at, I can't, because there was like an Oscar snubs and whatnot, and I thought there was somebody for the Best Actress category that was missing there, because Nicole Kidman felt to me very much, that was just me projecting, but that's where I feel like Nicole Kidman is getting your mainstream pick. Hopefully a Toni Collette sneaks in there in the Academy Awards, because she's been getting some love, and I feel like she's not a sexy pick for the Golden Globes. There's Toni Collette. People are like, oh yeah, I kind of know her. Nicole Kidman, big star, so it makes sense. Glenn Close, people want to give it to her because she is one of the best actresses that have ever been. She's never won one of these big awards. So I understand, and I imagine that could be the reason she wins. I've seen The Wife. She has a very strong performance at the end, but I do not feel it's even her best role. I feel like this is a Scent of a Woman situation. If you don't know, Al Pacino had this thing where he was nominated for Godfather Part 2. All these movies that he was phenomenal in, and movies that got a lot of award praise, but there was always someone a bit better that year. A Scent of a Woman came out, was a big hit, but it's not the greatest film. It's not his strongest film, but it was a weaker year, and people went, you know what? I think we should give Pacino one because he deserves it. We didn't get to give him for those, and it's weird, those type of Oscars and awards, but that happens. It's like kind of a career achievement. And Glenn Close can get it for that, and I can't be mad from that perspective because she deserves it. She's great. I'm one of those people that thinks Lady Gaga was fantastic. But I do recognize that enough people go, oh, she's just playing herself, that maybe that could hurt her, and it's more of a mainstream pick. But it's really tough. And the Globes, to me, the Globes aren't a big indicator because they lean towards more popular stuff. So they're going to lean to Gaga on this one. She has her Little Monsters. She's more popular. It's a big jump for her. She has acted before, but still to be in a big role like that, it's a big jump. Me, personally, I would give it to Lady Gaga. I think Lady Gaga had a better performance. I think she had a better movie, though. That's why. The Wife is a fun, small little character study. But I watched it, like, I'm never going to watch that again. And it was fine. It was a solid, Glenn Close performance. But even sometimes in movies like that, Bohemian Rhapsody, to me, a solid movie. Rami Malek, fantastic. Nominate his ass big time. Glenn Close, I'm like, yeah, I could see it in a weaker year like it is now, but... Oh, that was the other one. What is her name? Is Olivia Colman for The Favorite? That's the one that was... Yeah, Olivia Colman, I'm surprised that's one where Nicole Kidman won't get it. Or even Rosamund Pike, because she is the lead in The Favorite with Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz. She didn't get it, and lots of people are talking about her. So, yeah, this one has a lot more mainstream picks in there. That was a snub for sure. But I just think she was more irreverent. She had more powerful scenes. She was just magic on screen sometimes. She encapsulated the moments of what was happening. She never, to me, it never took me out. It never felt as Lady Gaga. I felt like it was a different person, which sometimes did not happen with something like a Cher. When I just watch her movies, I always see Cher. So, I don't know. I get some people's hold up to it. For me, I didn't get them. I don't see them. I think she's fantastic. I think she's just eye-popping in that movie. Where Glenn Close is just really strong. But it's really strong in the back half. The first half, she's just sitting around making like barbs at her husband, which true. And the other reason it could win is because minor spoilers for The Wife, but it could be in the previews plot synopsis. I don't know. She's married to Jonathan Pryce, a writer who's winning the Nobel Peace Prize, but really it's kind of revealed throughout the movie that she's mostly been writing his books, but she couldn't because in her time, people wouldn't have published her because she's a female author. That has a lot of play today, and like a Me Too movement as far as women speaking up, that's huge. So I do understand that. It's the same thing as Black Panther, where there's a cultural importance behind it. The same thing here. So if Glenn Close wins, I'm not gonna be mad. It's not like the Denzel Roman J. Escal or however that movie went. Like it wasn't like that when he got over Logan. Like he doesn't need this, and this movie's not that strong, and has no. As far as I knew, didn't have a big impact on culture. This I could understand as far as the themes of he's tackling as Glenn Close. So, yeah, like I said, I imagine Olivia Colman will get in there, and I imagine hopefully Toni Collette. Hopefully, like Hereditary, it's in my top 10 non-comic book films. I excluded them. Overall, I think it just got bumped up by Spider-Verse. If not, it's 10. It's probably going to get bumped up. I really like Hereditary. There's some slow parts we're going to talk about at the end of the year. I don't think it's in my top 10 overall, but she deserves it. So, yeah. Best performance by an actor in motion picture drama. Bradley Cooper, Star is Born, William Dafoe at Attorney's Gate, Lucas Hedges, Boy Erased, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and John David Washington for BlacKkKlansman. That is phenomenal. I have nothing bad to say here. I'm very excited for John David Washington because Adam Driver's been getting a lot of the buzz. I don't think Washington's going to get a Best Actor nom at the Oscars, but this helps. This is one of these that will help him pick up a little bit of steam, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's because some of those actors are put into the comedy category that he'll get bumped. Bradley Cooper. It's tough. Bradley Cooper, that's the best performance of his career, and that's why I really want to see Vice, because to me it looks like that's Christian Bale's best performance, but if the material's not there, then that hurts him. It's the same thing with Rami Malek. He had a better chance that movie was a knockout hit, but it's not. Quality-wise, it's not there. So, he's not going to win this. Well, the Globe he could win, but I think Golden Globes is going to be pretty Stars Born heavy, and Bradley Cooper, if he wins this, that'll give him some momentum. Because it's tough to say. Boy Erased, I'm excited to see that. I love Joel Edgerton, and Lucas Hedges is a damn good actor. I don't think he'll get nominated either, but he's someone to look out for. Everyone talking about Timothée Chalamet. No. Lucas Hedges, I'll take that back. Timothée Chalamet is actually great. But like Lucas Hedges to me is the one I prefer. He's killed in everything I've seen, and I've seen him do the most like diverse, different performances. But Chalamet he's pretty damn good. I get that. So yeah, that one's very much like the best picture. We're not gonna know because right now the race is kind of between Bradley Cooper, Viggo Mortensen, and Christian Bale potentially as a third. but they're divided in comedy and best picture or drama, so we won't really know there. So that's not gonna help us. But okay. Best actress in motion picture: Emily Blunt for Mary Poppins Returns, Olivia Colman for The Favorite. Okay, so that's where I was wrong as far as Olivia Colman. She didn't get snubbed. She's in comedy, but she will be in, because in the Oscars they don't have a best comedy, so she will definitely. So okay, they just had to fill out the 5. Okay, then yeah, put it. You know what? Put Nicole Kidman there. You know, put Rosamund Pike. You know, why not? Let's see here. I was trying to look at who I think this is. Good for her. So I'll get to that in a second. Olivia Colman for The Favorite. Elsa Fisher, 8th grade. I just checked. She's the girl that's actually main star. She's like, I think she's, I don't know, under 14, something like that. So good for her. Child actress getting a nom. Charlize Theron for Tully. Not seen it, but I've heard good things. Constant Wu for Crazy Rich Asians. Good for her. She's not going to win, but the fact that she's nominated. Sometimes when people say it's an honor to be nominated, it is. Because at the end when you're celebrating film, if you're in that conversation just for a bit and you get to be on the red carpet, it does wonders for your career if you can capitalize on that. So, good for her. Don't have much to say there. It's kind of the same thing as the acting, the elsewhere, as far as they're split a lot, right? So it's kind of tough. Best actor in a musical comedy: Christian Bale. Okay, he's supposed to be there. Viggo Mortensen. It's kind of between those two. John C. Reilly for Stan and Ollie. I don't know. Not seen that. He won't get nominated. Lin-Manuel Miranda for Mary Poppins Return. He definitely won't get nominated. That's your mainstream pick right there. You remember who did Hamilton? He's at the awards show and he's going to maybe do a musical number for us. Robert Redford, Old Man the Gun. He could get a 5th nom at the Oscars. There's, I think, 4 strong ones. You got Viggo, you got Bradley, you got Christian Bale for sure. Who else would I throw in there? It's tough because Randy could get it, but there's the 5th one. It's definitely your who's gonna get it slot. Robert Redford could get that. He says his last movie, he's a Hollywood icon, so he could get it. I think that's about it for the big ones. I'm trying to see here. Here we go. Best supporting actress in a supporting role. It's for overall. So they have a comedy and musical, a comedy and drama, and then overall. Amy Adams for Vice, Claire Foy for First Man, who deserves that. Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk. Emma Stone for The Favorite. Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. Regina King has this in the bag. Everyone's talking about her and Beale Street. I'm excited to see it. But that makes sense. That's probably your Oscar one, to be honest. There could be a sneak few there. They might not nominate Claire Foy, but the fact that she got it here and First Man's getting nothing, that's big. So I think there's a really good shot she gets it. And I think she deserves it. But that is very much what the Oscar one's going to look like. Here we go on this one. And this one's tough. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. Mahershala Ali, Green Book. Timothée Chalamet, Beautiful Boy. Adam Driver, Black Klansman. Richard E. Grant for Can You Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell for Vice. This is a tough one because Sam Elliott got snubbed, and I love Sam Elliott in that movie. And I guess people are going to throw the biggest argument is he's not in it that much. I throw the same argument as Anthony Hopkins in, what's his pickle there? Silence of the Lambs. 16 minutes? 16 minutes and he got Best Actor? So don't talk to me about time. We've been here before. But to me, this is tough because I love Adam Driver. Adam Driver's phenomenal in Black Klansman. I think he is the one, because all these have been talked about before. Richard Grant is one of your front runners. Sam Rockwell, that could be one that gets bumped as well because it's really comedic. But Mahershala Ali, that's been talked about. Timothée Chalamet, Beautiful Boy, is people said the movie's not that strong, but he's strong in it. And Richard Grant is his favorite. So if we look at these ones, I haven't seen Rockwell. That's like he's great, so he's in there. Adam Driver's definitely the one that bumps Sam Elliott. So I'm having a very, very tough time going who I'd rather want where, but if I had to pick, I'd go Adam Driver. Sam Elliott, he's phenomenal in that movie. He's never been nominated for an Oscar. I think he's been nominated. He's never won an Oscar. I think he deserves that. That car scene's phenomenal. So I have to wait till I see the other ones. I'm going to see Chalamet's and Rockwell's and Grant's to say, I'd take one out. But really, it's tough, and this is a murderer's row. So that one is another one that's going to be close, but I think you could see this exact same category, but take out Rockwell and put in Elliott. Because like I said, I feel like there's a shot that Vice is not going to get as much love as I wanted. Let's see here. There's only a few left that I want to talk about as far as the film. Best Director, Motion Picture. This is huge for me. Bradley Cooper Star is Born. Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. Why? I still don't understand this. That they nominate Cuarón for director, but not for Best Picture. That movie is the most hype right now. It's probably just a foreign film thing, but that's the Globes for you. Peter Farrelly for Green Book, Spike Lee for BlacKkKlansman, and Adam McKay for Vice. This looks pretty strong. Like, this looks what's going to happen there. If Spike Lee does get it in, that is because Damien Chazelle is lost out for First Man again, and they don't have the hype. And I would definitely put Spike Lee over BlacKkKlansman. This is best movie since Inside Man. I'm a Spike Lee fan, but he has some hits or misses for me. But yeah, I'm thrilled with that. I'm really happy for Spike Lee because I want him in there. And I think that I think Cuarón will get it, but it's I don't know here. Probably Cooper will get it here, but it's a race between Cuarón and Cooper. Cooper is new kid on the block with the flashy movie. Roma is sounds like the hard-hitting, more emotional movie. Which way do you go? I don't know. Best animated film. Another thing I'm so excited about. Incredibles 2. Awful movie. It's not a good movie. Isle of Dogs. Marari. Ralph Bakes Inner and Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. This is fantastic because if I believe, let's do one last click here. I think Wreck-It Ralph got snubbed for Oscar. Maybe it was a win. Let's see, did it even get nominated? Nominated for one Oscar, but it lost to somebody. Let's see here. It should have won. I swear, maybe I'm wrong when I get there. Let's see, 2013, man, that animated movie is down there quite a bit. Brave. Fuck, Brave. It did not deserve it over Wreck-It Ralph. But the fact that it's nominated is good again. But the big one, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Are you kidding me? That's super exciting. I'm very happy about that. It deserves it. Go check out our review. We have a non-spoilers review. We got to see a screening of it. It deserves the nomination, and it deserves to win. I loved Ralph. Might be my top 10. It deserves to win. I swear, if the Globes and Oscars buckle and give it to the safe, boring-ass Incredibles 2, I'm going to be so mad. And my confidence is going to be stricken. Because I'll tell you all day, I just go to Disney and Pixar. Yeah, because they deserve it. They do not deserve it this year. If it's Disney, it's Ralph. If it's not, if they're going for quality, Spider-Man as far as the story, but that animation is off the charts. Go listen to our review. I don't want to re-review it, but go see that movie. That to me, Globes, who knows, Globes could go to Incredibles 2. I think it actually will go to Spider-Man. I think it's hip right now. It's with the times. It's something new, something fresh. Oscars, it's tough. They love their Disney and Pixar, so they better not give to that. Best Original Score, another one I'm so excited about, A Quiet Place, which is, again, they show that they've seen the movie. Sometimes they just snub a film altogether. They've seen the movie. I've not. I gotta see it before the end of the year, especially for Globe or Oscar noms, so I can actually have an idea if it deserves to be nominated. But Isle Dogs, Alexander Desplat, Ludwig Göransson for Black Panther, deserves it. Justin Hurwitz for First Man, deserves it. And Mark Sherman for Mary Poppins Returns. All says Black Panther. People talk about that soundtrack, deservedly so. It's great, it's fire. The score's just as good. Killmonger's theme, the moment with the challenge, and the moment where Black Panther, for the first time, T'Challa has that dream sequence and he goes sees his dad. The score in that movie gives me goosebumps every time. So it deserves so. Yeah, best foreign film. Here's Roma, but Roma should be over there as far as what I know. As far as just the hype, I think they just did that so because Globes go, oh, no one's gonna see this black and white subtitle movie, which they might be right, but I will see it, and I'm all about Panther. Or I'm all about quality. I said Panther, I saw this. Best Original Song, last two categories. Best Original Song in a Motion Picture, All the Stars, Black Panther, Girls in Movies for Dumplin', Requiem for Private War, Annie Lennox, Revelation Boy Erased by Troye Sivan Jonesy, and Shallow, A Star is Born, Lady Gaga. Right away, I was like, man, Black Panther has this. This is a weak year. I love All the Stars. That's my favorite song on the album. Then I see a Shallow, A Star is Born. That's going to take it. It's fine. It has the hype, but that 100% has in the bag, and probably at the Oscars as well, too. Best Screenplay Motion Picture, last one. Alfonso Cuarón. That, again, Best Screenplay for Motion Picture. They nominated Roma, but they wouldn't give it even then, they got Corana's director. Why did it not get Best Picture? Like, I'm looking at this, right? Let me see. It's not there. And it's not there. It's weird. They just didn't nominate it because they don't want to nominate a foreign film Best Picture purely for ratings. Bastards. Roma, The Favorite, If Beale Street Could Talk, Vice, and Green Book. Those are your best original, best screenplay. They just lump them into one. So there you go. That's my breakdown. There's some snubs. There's some of my thoughts. I'm excited. Oscar season, award season kicking off. If you're into this, let me know what you thought. If this is the first time, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're going to be doing an Oscar watch along. We're going to review all these movies. I'm going to probably do my own prediction show. I'm going to do a show like this when the Oscar predictions come out. But I am very excited for this season. There's a lot of good movies out there that I think deserve praise and deserve celebration. And I cannot wait to see what happens. So thank you very much for tuning in. Check out tonight, if you're watching this, our Game Awards watch along. It's going to be tons of fun. Got lots of members of GeekVerse there. So thank you very much for tuning in. I promise you, next time you hear from me, it will not be boring.